What if drinking water first thing in the morning can do more harm than good? The water itself isn't the real problem. It's the combination of certain habits that makes it so. This combination can cause anything from nausea to chronic stress on the organs. While many people extol the benefits of drinking water early in the day, few people mention the potential risks of drinking water incorrectly. This is especially true for older people whose bodies are more sensitive and reactive. Your kidneys, digestion, and heart, they all depend on timing, balance, and the right conditions. When you wake up, your body is in a fragile state, hormone levels are changing, blood pressure is adjusting, and you're low on electrolytes. If you stress your system too quickly or use the wrong method, the effects may not be immediate, but that doesn't mean they aren't happening. Some people feel bloated, others experience heart palpitations, cold sweats, or just plain queasy without knowing why. It's easy to ignore the connection. But once you understand what's going on, everything starts to click. We're going to dive into 5 mistakes you should avoid. Take a second to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on valuable tips like these that can really improve your daily habits, especially as you age. In this video, we break down 5 everyday mistakes that can turn your morning water routine into something harmful rather than helpful. Each one posing a hidden risk that many overlook, and the last one could completely change your outlook on your morning if you're concerned about keeping your digestion smooth, your heart rate steady, and your mind clear. It could be the most important thing you do all week. Ice cold water on an empty stomach, sure, can feel energizing, even giving you a quick jolt to start the day, but pouring cold water over your body right after you wake up is a shock to your body, especially when your stomach has been completely empty overnight. Your organs have settled into a calm rhythm. Your blood vessels tighten a bit, and your digestive system suddenly goes into rest mode. It's like sending a blast of ice water through a calm system that's still warming up, like slamming on the brakes on a car engine. It disrupts your digestion, which tightens your stomach muscles and constricts your blood vessels when they're supposed to be open. The problem isn't hydration, but temperature. Cold water forces your body to burn extra energy just to bring your core temperature back to normal. For young people, this may not be a big deal, but for older adults with slower metabolisms, it can put extra strain on your heart and circulation. You may suddenly get a headache, feeling dizzy, or noticing a lingering chill in your chest. These are not signs of refreshment. They're signs that your body is reacting to something unexpected. For example, a 76-year-old woman who started every morning with a tall glass of cold water from the fridge. He liked the way it cleared his throat and made him feel alert, but he also started to notice stomach pain, cold fingers, and slow digestion. After mentioning this to his doctor, he was advised to try drinking room temperature water for a few days. The difference was obvious. No more cramps, no more shivering, and calmer, more comfortable mornings. We often assume that discomfort is part of aging, but often our habits no longer match our body's needs. Cold water may have felt invigorating at 25, but at 75 it can do more harm than good. So if you start your day with a cold jolt, take a step back, let your body wake up slowly, and choose water that is closer to your body's normal temperature. Your organs have carried you this far. They have earned a little respect. Drinking too quickly or in large gulps is a bad idea. There's something satisfying about drinking a big drink, especially when you're thirsty, but gulping down water too quickly, especially right after waking up, can be frustrating for your body. At that point, your system is still recovering from sleep. Everything is a little more delicate. Your stomach lining isn't quite ready yet. Your heart rate is settling down. Your blood pressure is still stable. Even if it's not cold, drinking a glass of water can cause bloating, dizziness, nausea, or a sudden feeling of lightheadedness. That's because your body doesn't have time to suddenly flush out the water. Your kidneys start working overtime, your electrolyte levels change, and your stomach expands too quickly. This can lead to gas, discomfort, and even acid reflux in some people. This is especially important for seniors since fluid balance becomes more fragile with age. What might seem like an efficient habit, getting hydration out of the way early, can actually set off a chain reaction that leaves you feeling worse, not better. Let's take Walter, a 72-year-old retired coach who approached hydration like a daily challenge. He had a strict morning routine: wake up, stretch, and down a full bottle of water before even standing up. Over time, he started feeling dizzy in the mornings And he couldn't figure out why he wasn't skipping breakfast, and he definitely wasn't dehydrated. But when he explained his routine to his doctor, the cause became clear. He was overwhelming his system before it had a chance to wake up properly. So he made a simple change. Sipping water slowly over 15 to 20 minutes instead of chugging it all at once. And just like that, the dizziness disappeared. Hydration has a rhythm. Respecting that rhythm, especially early in the morning, can make all the difference. Sipping slowly helps your body absorb water better, puts less stress on your kidneys, and keeps your electrolyte levels steady instead of rushing through your morning glass. Treat it like a mindful habit. Sit up, breathe, sip gently, and let your body receive the water, not react to it. A few extra minutes in the morning can save you a full day of discomfort. 3. Drinking from plastic bottles left out overnight. Sometimes it's not the water itself that's the problem, it's the container you're using. Many people keep a plastic water bottle by their bed, thinking it's a smart way to stay hydrated first thing in the morning. But if that bottle sits out too long, especially in a warm room or near direct sunlight, it can start to release chemicals into the water you're about to drink. One of the most concerning substances is BPA, a chemical often found in older or low-quality plastic, and even bottles labeled BPA-free aren't always safe. Many still contain other chemical substitutes that can behave the same way once time and heat are involved. Here's why that matters. These chemicals are known as endocrine disruptors. That means they mimic hormones and interfere with your body's natural signals. For older adults managing things like blood sugar, blood pressure, or thyroid function, this added hormonal interference, even in tiny amounts, can throw things off balance. You won't notice it right away, but over weeks or months, you might feel more tired, notice mood swings, or deal with digestive changes without realizing that your bedside habit might be part of the cause. Take Stanley, a 78-year-old who was proud of his hydration habits, kept a store-bought plastic water bottle next to his bed, refilled it from the tap, and reused it for weeks. Sometimes it sat near a warm lamp or even in the sun. Eventually, he started having headaches and bloating that didn't match up with his diet or medications. After doing some research and talking to a nutritionist, he made a switch. Stainless steel and glass containers only, and no more leaving water out overnight. Within a few weeks, the symptoms faded and his energy improved. For the first time in months, he felt steady again. It's easy to dismiss little exposures like this, especially when they seem harmless. But as we age, every added chemical load matters. Your liver works hard every day. Giving it one less thing to process is always a good thing. As you age, your hormones work harder to stay balanced, and your system becomes more vulnerable to outside influences. If you've been reusing plastic bottles or drinking from soft containers that sit by your bedside overnight, it may be time to reconsider switching to glass or stainless steel, or at the very least, use a freshly filled clean container each morning instead of one that's been sitting out all night. It's a small change, but sometimes the simplest adjustments offer the greatest peace of mind. For drinking water on a too full or too empty stomach after medication, mornings are a sensitive time for your body. After hours of rest and fasting, it's trying to reestablish its balance. And for many older adults, mornings also mean medication, blood pressure pills, thyroid treatments, or pain relievers. These tiny pills carry a big responsibility. But what most people don't realize is that how you take those pills in relation to food and water can dramatically affect the outcome. Drinking plain water on an empty stomach immediately after certain medications can trigger queasiness, stomach upset, and even reduce the medication's effectiveness. Some pills are intended to be taken with food, while others need to be taken without food, but not followed by large amounts of liquid. Others may react to stomach acidity, which can be altered by how much and what kind of liquid you consume. Your digestive tract isn't just a tube. It's a delicate system of enzymes, fluids, and timing. Pouring in too much water, especially on an empty stomach or right after a heavy meal, can interfere with how medicine is absorbed. That means you might not be getting the full benefits, or worse, the lining of your stomach may become irritated without any clear reason. Take Margaret, an 80-year-old woman who began feeling nauseous every morning. Her blood tests looked fine, and her meals hadn't changed. But around 30 minutes after taking her thyroid medication with a big glass of water, she always felt sick. Her doctor eventually realized she was drinking too much too quickly without giving her body time to stabilize. By switching to just a small sip of water with her pill, and then waiting 45 minutes before breakfast, the nausea completely went away. Even better, her follow-up blood work showed her medication was working more efficiently. It's easy to forget how sensitive the stomach is, especially first thing in the day, but our bodies evolve. How they respond to the same medication can shift over time. When we begin our mornings by paying attention instead of following habits blindly, we give our bodies the space to adjust before small issues become big problems. So if you've been waking up feeling sick or like your medications aren't working as well as they used to, take a moment to consider what, when, and how much you're drinking. The solution might be simpler than you think, and it could make a big difference. 5. Replacing breakfast with only water. Skipping breakfast in favor of a big glass of water may sound like a smart, disciplined choice. Some people wake up, drink water, and skip eating entirely, thinking they're doing their body a favor. But for older adults in particular, this habit can slowly drain your energy, lower your blood sugar, and leave you starting the day in a nutritional hole that's hard to climb out of. Yes, water is vital. But drinking water without food to support and stabilize your system can leave you feeling lethargic, moody, or foggy, often without realizing the real cause. After a night of fasting, your glucose levels are already low, your brain needs fuel, and your muscles are waiting for nutrients. Drinking water helps with circulation and hydration, absolutely, but it doesn't offer the carbs or protein your brain and body need to function at their best. And if you follow that water with a cup of coffee, it can make things worse. Suddenly your body is stimulated but not supported, leading to jitteriness, anxiety, or a strange emotional flatness. In the morning, you might think it's aging stress or poor sleep, but really it could just be your body asking for nourishment. Consider Alice, a 69-year-old who decided to streamline her mornings, had read that water kick starts metabolism and that intermittent fasting was popular. So she stopped eating in the morning and drank only water until noon. At first, she lost a few pounds, but soon after, she felt drained all the time, her mood dipped, and her memory got fuzzy. Her daughter even noticed her repeating herself in conversations. After going to the doctor, she didn't have any major health issues, just her morning glucose levels weren't stable. Once she added a small, protein-rich breakfast, like eggs with fruit or oatmeal with nuts, everything changed. Her energy returned, her focus improved, and she felt like herself again. Skipping breakfast may seem harmless, even admirable, but for older people, especially those dealing with medication or hormonal changes, it can be a silent drain. Think of breakfast as lighting a fire. Without it, the fire goes weak, and with it, you stay strong and steady. Water plays an important role, but it can't do its job alone. So if you start your day with just water, more or less, this small change can make a big difference. Give your body both hydration and nutrition. This way you wake up fully inside and out. Your morning routine holds a lot of power. It sets the pace for your focus, your mood, and your energy levels. Drinking water after waking up is often praised, and for good reason, but it's not one size fits all. All water only supports your health when used wisely. If we overdo it in a hurry, or ignore our body's response. Some sips designed to help can actually be harmful, especially as we age. What once felt refreshing can now feel pungent. What once seemed harmless may now require more attention. But it's not something to be afraid of. It's about being informed. It's about learning ways to care for your body that are different from the way you did 20 years ago. That might mean sipping instead of swallowing. That might mean warming your water slightly, or eating something small before drinking. It might even be as simple as throwing away that old plastic bottle you've reused so many times. These aren't drastic measures. They're intentional and often small deliberate choices that protect your comfort, clarity, and confidence as you move through life. You have shown that you value your well-being, which is a lot. It means you are still curious, still willing to grow, still investing in yourself. And that mindset brings strength in itself. So don't stop there. Try one of these tips tomorrow morning when you're not only doing your routine, but also paying attention to how your body is responding. Thanks for joining us today. We are eager to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing some of the information from today's video and how you plan to implement it in your life. Your feedback is important to us. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. so you never miss out. Your support helps us create meaningful, inspiring content. See you in the next video.